Thanks for choosing us. We're your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Now, we start with the governing New Patriotic Party because they have constituted an 11-member committee to oversee the planning and execution of its 2024 manifesto launch, scheduled to take place in Takoradi on the 18th of August 2024. Now, this makes the NPP the first political party to unveil its manifesto ahead of the December 7 election. On your screens is coming up shortly a statement from the NPP, and then we'll also speak to the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, Haruna Mohammed. He will join us via Zoom as we expand the conversation. Now, that's a statement on your screens now from the New Patriotic Party. It says, the New Patriotic Party is pleased to announce to the public the launch of its 2024 manifesto, which is scheduled to take place on Sunday, August 18, 2024 at Takoradi in the Western region. In line with the above, the party has constituted the following 11-member committee to oversee the planning and execution of the event. The chairperson of that committee is Said Kofi. We also have a member of that committee, Henry Nanabuachi, Abna Santi, Kojopon Kuma, Fatia Bubaka, Antoinette Dakum, Kate Jimfwa, Indedesai, Dennis Miracle Abuaji, Anthony Kabo, and Alhaji Haruna Mohammed. So there you have it. The 11-member committee has been constituted by the NPP. Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, Haruna Mohammed, joins us via Zoom with more. Now, we know that there has been broad stakeholder engagement before the final drafting of the manifesto. What are the top 3 areas that the party will focus on per your manifesto?
Thank you very much. I would like to say good afternoon to your cherished viewers and good afternoon to you, yourself, Fosti.
Good afternoon.
The New Patriotic Party has always been the first when it comes to setting up the political stage in terms of the 2024 general elections that we are moving on to. Yes, indeed, it's true. The General Secretary has issued a statement regarding the 11-member committee that will oversee the launch of the 2024 manifesto for His Excellency, the flag bearer of our party, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. We'll be looking at these particular areas, one of which is going to very critical is the economy. We'll also be looking at trade and industry, where we'll be putting up the plans as to what we want to do when we assume the reins of governance in 2025. We'll also be looking at energy and petroleum. We'll also be looking at the agric and fisheries sector. Also, another sector that we'll be looking at that will be captioned clearly in the manifesto will also be communication and digitalization. Another focus area will be lands, minerals, and natural resources, where we have clearly stated the areas on which the vision of His Excellency, the Vice President and the flag bearer of our party, science, technology, innovation, and environment will also be a very critical aspect that the party will be looking at. Legal and governance systems is also something that we'll be looking at in terms of what we want to see in the legal system, the governance system, and all that we have to look about. Also, we'll look at local government. Decentralization has been very key when it comes to local development issues. So we are going to look at the local government sector too. We'll also be looking at housing and infrastructure. Infrastructure is also key, and housing is key. And if you look at, listen to the flag bearer, as he goes around to meet with the people, he's very key in terms of when it comes to infrastructure, where we have to leverage resources to the private sector, where they'll be able to build roads, where they'll be able to build hostels, they'll be able to take up other development projects where government has built so much infrastructure in. We have done all these things because we now want to focus on wealth creation and job creation. So if we have to do that, then we need to leverage some of these particular areas to the private sector where we said they are the engine of growth. We'll also be looking at transport. Transport is another key sector that this manifesto will also be touching on. Security is something that's so important when it comes to governance system. Foreign affairs is an area, youth and sport, tourism, culture, creative art is going to be a key issue that is going to also manifest in the manifesto. We also have gender and social protection. These are areas that we have. There are about 20 committees that we set up when we were drafting this particular manifesto, and all these sectors will report to the manifesto launch, where we'll have the key sectors being displayed.
There are calls for a review of the free SHS policy. Will there be fresh additions to the free SHS policy in your manifesto?
Yes, education is very key when it comes to the new patriotic party's vision in developing Ghana. Human resource is very key. And when you have many people in the country being educated, it helps to propel certain agenda where you'll be able to disseminate and orientate people in terms of the mindset development. So education is key. Remember that in 2008, when we brought up this issue of free senior high school, many people in Ghana never believed and did not believe in it. We have implemented it. We have had certain shortfalls within the system, and that is why we have feedback and feed forward. So some of these things will also inform how we are going to handle this particular policy. But it is on record that the free SHS it has come to stay. It's not going anywhere. So if there is anything that we have to do, there's much improvement on that. We're also going to build on that particular policy. Haven't had the FQ, where we have the basic school, they go to school free, and we don't have the senior high school going to school free. We are coming out with a policy where we will have the people with disability going to the university or tertiary institutions for free. And the flag bearer is very passionate when he goes on the political campaign. So education is going to be very key, and I think that free SHS is something, it's our baby, it's what we brought up, and we are going to nurture it to make sure that it stands the test of time.
So we should expect that there would be reviews in terms of your policy with regards to free SHS?
I can't say whether there will be a review in terms of policy, but free SHS has come to stay. The manifesto, when launched, will clearly indicate the parameters and on which we have to move on the free SHS.
Another issue that's of concern for the business community is the cedi depreciation, inflation, high taxes. What policies are you introducing in your manifesto to address some of these concerns?
Yes, economic sustainability is something that we are going to look at. And this current manifesto that we are bringing up, you remember in the delivery of the flag bearer on the 7th of February at the UPSA, he was very clear in his mind when it comes to the issues of economic management. If you look at the tax system, we are going to work on the tax system. We introduce a tax amnesty and introduce a flat rate system where we'll be able to tax people in terms of cedi, not even in dollars. You also look at the gold for money issue, the gold for oil, where we would have to lift oil in terms of using the cedi or using the gold reserves as we pile them up. We are going to make sure that there will be deliberate policies that is going to limit the usage of this foreign currency. That will deliberately strengthen the Ghana cedi against the foreign currencies. So there will be so many economic reforms. And also the expenditure. Capital expenditure within the government sectors has been something that is affecting us so much. And some of these particular people who particular contracts and what have you are foreign. So they repatriate some of this particular money out. So FDIs that goes out are always huge. So government and the next government is going to look at some of these repatriations and how foreign currencies will influence the local currency. And also, if you look at the engagement of the private sector to be able to leverage some of the resources, is also going to help in terms of that. The Bank of Ghana has also will also be doing much in that particular area in terms of policy, where we'll be able to regulate some of these particular rises that affect the foreign currency and that affects the local currency up in Ghana.
Now, before we let you go, the cost of foodstuff continues to skyrocket. And I know that you have engaged sector players before drafting your manifesto. How did they propose that you fix the issue? And what policies are you introducing in your manifesto to help address
Can you come
concerns?
again? I have not heard you from there.
I'm hoping you have clearer connection now.
Yes, please.
So I'm concerned about the cost of foodstuff on the market. It continues to skyrocket. I know that you've been engaging some of the sector players on how they propose to fix the issue. So I want to find out from you, in your manifesto, will you incorporate some of the things they've said to address their concerns?
Yes, all the sectors that we commissioned for the drafting of the manifesto had the privilege to meet industry players and also to have interactions with them. The flag bearer himself has also met with the trade and industry sectors. TUC and other bodies have been met, CLOSAC and what have you. So we have received so many concerns in terms of this particular area. Some sections of the traders have also been met, and we are looking at all particular areas. Another key thing that we have to do is also to make sure that we strengthen the manufacturing base so that we can localize some of these particular products that we consume. So all these areas are being considered, and I think that it is very important that we look at it and we take it very serious. We don't take it for granted at all.
So we should expect policies that would address the skyrocketing price of goods on the market?
Sure, because it's a matter of concern to the new Patriotic Party's government and the next government that will be headed by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Thank you for your time here on Election Brief. Now, some electorates in the Upper East region say jobs, dams, good roads and health infrastructure are among what will determine the choice they make in December. In an interview with Joy News, they said these are basic necessities of life that successive governments have failed to often address. Now, they spoke to my colleague Maxwell Agbagba during his tour of that region.
The chiefs of the leaders of this community, that we want to find out from the residents what will influence their choice, in the December elections. Many we've been asking have already mentioned jobs. Some of them have mentioned dams. Some of them have mentioned health infrastructure. Some of them have also mentioned good roads. But let's find out from three of them who are gathered here with me. We want to find out what would influence their choice in the December elections. Who should I start with? Hello, sir. What's your name?
My name is Joseph Awutenka.
Joseph.
Yes.
Joseph, tell me, what will influence your choice, in the December elections?
Thank you very much, Joy News. I think there are a lot of things worrying us in the Bulsa South District. When you talk about roads, all our roads are not good. They are very deplorable. We can't even use them. A lot of people lost their life through the roads. I believe when you are going back to Sandema, you see that road over there. So that main road has not been worked on over the years. It was awarded contract 2016. Up to now, still hasn't been worked on. And when you look at the other roads to Uwase, Kanjaga, very bad. And secondly, it has to do with our hospitals. Now a lot of people complain that when they go there, they only ask them to go to the drugstores and buy drugs. Bulsa South has been given one of the Agenda 11 district hospital. And the project is moving like a snail. The pace of it is too slow. And looking at the teeming youth, there's no work for them. There's no work for them. So those are the things that will, inform our choices come December.
Okay. Let me find out from you. I'll come back to you, Joseph. What's your name, sir?
I'm Adams Hussein.
Okay. So what will inform your choice in the December elections?
Jobs, lack of infrastructure, deplorable roads.
But how long have you had to endure with bad roads?
For the past 8 years, we haven't been given any good road. For the past 8 years. These leaders who come promising, you give them the nod, they go, and we are neglected. It's highly unbearable here. You promise us dams, you come, construct dams for us. We are very happy John is in the Fumbisi constituency. Have you seen any dam that you can report as a media man? You can't talk of anyone. So these are the factors that will influence our choice of votes come December 7th, 2024. Okay. And let me tell you, we are very happy we have a former president visiting us today. Okay. We are hoping and praying that in his coming back, we believe our concerns will be addressed. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So stay there for me. Let me ask. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Abdul Padma.
So tell me also, what will inform your choice in the December elections?
Yeah, thank you, John News. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. in Bulsa South here, Bulsa South constitution, we are lack of everything. Here we are lack of bad road network here, and here too they came and promised us that one village, one dap. We didn't see the village, and here too we are very happy to see John Dramani here, and God willing, 7th December, we are sure as President John Mama will come power and he will survive. He will help us with road and health service work.
Okay. Bulsa South, your Member of Parliament is Clement Apak. You're in an NDC T-shirt. Let me find out from you, what's your assessment of Clement Apak?
In fact, he has done a lot. He has done a lot. You go to the Bulsa South District Hospital, he has built a children's ward, which they have even now turned to the main ward. You go to other even health chiefs compounds and things he has built across. Schools, he has connected lights to the chiefs compounds built at Kasiesa, Butresa, Pentensa, and other places, health facilities. In fact, he has done a lot and he's still doing a lot. So we are hoping that come December 7th, we'll retain him so that he continue the good work. Yes.
What about you?
Champion, he's fantastic. You know, looking at his performance in the constituency, we think we commend him for what he has done for the constituency so far. You know, health care is very important in the life of a human being. Let me put it down. Dr. Clement Apak has been able, in some time ago, you know, aided the district national ambulance, funding it, you know, and putting it in good shape to be able to transport patients to referred centers. So it's something we are very proud of him.
Okay. On a scale of 0 to 10, what would you rate?
It's 8 over 10.
8 over 10 for Clement Apak?
Yes. For me, it's 10.
10 over 10?
Yes.
For Clement Apak?
Yes, 10 over 10.
Wow.
Yes.
Interested. What about you? On a scale of 0 to 10?
Yeah, 10 over 10.
10 over 10
Yes.
for your MP. Wow. That's interesting. That does not happen, you know, often in a lot of places that we've been. That really, the feedback differs from what you're giving me here. It's interesting. But I want to say thank you. Thank you for talking to us. Great.
Maxwell Agogba, we are happy to have you in the constituency. We've been monitoring you all along on sets. Okay. But today we are happy we are meeting face to face.
Happy to meet you face to face also. Yeah. So we are now waiting for the flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, to arrive here. He'll be arriving soon, and when he arrives, he'll be bringing to you live what he'll be discussing here with the people.
Join us live from the Upper East region. Well, the flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, will be engaging them shortly. We'll take you back there live in subsequent bulletins. Now, as Ghana approaches the December 7 election, the Peace Council is calling on political leaders to speak with decorum and respect. It comes on the back of concerns that political parties now use provocative language and personal attacks on the campaign trail, which incite party faithfuls and threaten the peace and stability of the electoral process. Reverend Dr. Enes Idujemfi, chairman of the National Peace Council, stressed the importance of positive and responsible communication earlier on Newsdesk.
I think that so far it's good, it's competition, and therefore we expect that once you get into competition, everybody is trying to win the attention of the other. The most important thing is for us to compete and campaign with the intention that we want to keep the peace and the stability of this country. It will be a disaster to win elections only to realize that the country is in chaos. You can't govern once the country is in chaos. So our appeal to all political actors is that let's campaign, yes, let's compete, yes, but be mindful of the fact that at the end of the day, the country must be peaceful. And as I said earlier on, the use of political violence is meant to manipulate a system. And the public must understand that when all these things are being done, it is done for a reason. And until you understand how players use these things, you may not be able to appreciate it. One, you find the political violence is meant for exclusion. An exclusion in terms of candidates who are standing, it is meant to obstruct campaigning and campaign events. So you see various attacks, you see all kinds of things happening. It is meant also to bring misinformation and disinformation. So media institutions who try to bring the truth are attacked, civil societies are attacked, NGOs who come in. No, then also it creates a situation where people cannot easily make a choice because there's intimidation, there's coercion, there's displacement of voters, and then also it manipulates the victory system. At the end of the day, why are people attacking ballot boxes? Why are they doing all of those? All of these things are being done so that one party will be at disadvantage.
While the Peace Council, tasked with facilitating conflict prevention, management and resolution, faces an uphill battle in ensuring a peaceful electoral process, as the council says they are under-resourced. Here's Reverend Dr. Ennis Idujemvi with more.
Well, in terms of challenge, major challenge is the need for resource because the work is enormous and Ghanaians are piling a lot more pressure on us. Whilst we are dealing with the challenges of electoral violence and the challenges of our election, it's important also to place on record that currently we have about 703 different cases that are on the table of the Peace Council across the country, spanning chieftaincy, land litigation, resource conflict, religious conflicts, and several others. So we need a lot more resource to do all of these things. Some of our regions don't even have vehicles. The new regional centers that we have opened don't even have vehicles. They don't have the means to do the work. And yet, within the constraints, we are supposed to do this. We launched the National Peace Fund, and we didn't get the response as we expected. But Ghanaians must understand that in the context of peace, that we can go about our normal businesses. It's the context of peace that market women can go to the market and our students can go to school and all others.
Let's take you now to the Western region, the Ifia constituency to be precise, because they are gearing up for what promises to be a decisive moment in the upcoming 2024 general election. Isaac Yabuama, the New Patriotic Party's parliamentary candidate, has made a bold pledge to return Ifia into a stronghold for the party. While the NPP has consistently secured around 60% of votes in Ifia, Wama believes this margin is not enough to consider the constituency a stronghold. Now, he sets his sight on increasing this margin to solidify the NPP's position.
Takoradi Technical University was awash in the NPP's colours over the weekend as Boama launched his 35-member campaign team. He expressed strong conviction that with the right strategy, Ifia could deliver over 70% of the votes for the NPP.
Look at the normal percentage votes from Ifia constituency since 2012. We've been fluctuating between 55% to 60%. But I believe Ifia has the potential of doing that less than 70%. So I have studied the data, I've looked at it at every polling station and electoral area, and my conviction is that when the base is convinced and energized, we can bring the party up to not less than 70%. In data analytics, if you do less than 70%, you can't call that a strong goal. It is my hope that we make a strong goal of the NPP come 2024. I've been speaking to Ifia people from day one. I've shared my vision with them. I've told them what I've done, right from job creation to creating opportunities, the leadership quality I bring on the table, and being down to earth to listen to them and give them direction. I'm sure there's so much I have to offer the people of Ifia, and they know and they are convinced that the options available to them, I'm the best person to represent them from this election 2024.
Attorney General Godfred Yeboah Dame, who attended the campaign launch, strongly endorsed Boama. Dame, who has known Boama for over 30 years, described him as reliable and dependable, urging supporters to rally behind him.
I fully endorse him, and I pray that all the constituents I give him not less than 80%, and the same level of trust will also be reposed in large daughter Mahmoud Bawumia. So as they are voting for Isaac Boama, they should also be voting for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I think it symbolizes the unity that I'm talking about. Yes, the MP now is engaged elsewhere. But at least his wife was representing him today, and for me, it epitomizes the kind of unity that we need. The situation where some people will say, by virtue of being disgruntled or disaffected, they're not going to throw their hands to the wheel. For me, it's not acceptable. And so today, we have seen the kind of unity that we need. And I commend Isaac Boama. He's here as well, Isaac Boama for that.
As the NPP GSR for the 2024 election, Efia constituency remains a key battleground. With Boama at the helm, the party hopes to transform Efia into a fortress of support. Only time will tell if this ambitious goal will be realized. For Joy News in Athalia Kwanza, Western Region.
Well, that's it for Election Brief. For more news, please log on to myjoyonline.com. Some top stories there. EVI proposes overhaul to Ghana's election validation process. A presidential debate won't change the outcome of the 2024 elections, and that's coming from Bokling. You can go on myjoyonline.com to read more of these stories. My name is Faustina Sapo. Have a pleasant day as you enjoy the rest of our programs.